My name is Linda van der Broek and I study business management in agriculture and food at the Haas Green Academy in Venlo, the Netherlands. And during a 6-week period, I did an internship at Githunguri Dairy Farmers Cooperative Society, also known as Fresha, and located in Githunguri, Kenya. And during my internship, I looked into the transportation of raw milk from farm production to processing. And I was asked to look into this topic due to the issues that they had with quality, milk quality and quantity, due to the collection process, some quality losses, and the high transportation costs. First, I looked into the milk supply chain, and this one can be split up in the short and the long supply chain. The short supply chain involves farmers who bring the milk directly to either a collection center or a mobile collection center, after which it is then transported directly to the processing plant. Next, we have the long supply chain. This involves farmers who bring the milk to a collection center or a mobile collection center, after which it is then transported to a cooling center. And here it is cooled for a couple of hours, after which it is then transported to the processing plant. But it also involves farmers who send the milk directly to the cooling center. Then it is cooled for a couple of hours and then brought to the processing plant. Next, I looked into milk quality, so the rejection of milk due to temperature or transport issues. Therefore, I looked into the temperature differences of the milk at departure at the cooling center and at arrival of the processing plant. And I also looked into the duration time, so how long it took before the milk was eventually at the processing plant. And as you can see in the figure, about 80% of the milk didn't meet the maximum acceptable temperature of 6 degrees. And since the temperature was so high or above the 6 degrees, there was a risk of microorganisms multiplying and therefore affecting the quality of the milk. Next, I looked into the cleaning and storing of milk cans. This is really important since after cleaning, some residual water remains in the milk cans, and therefore they should be drained and dried. And if this isn't performed well, then it can be that the milk will mix up with water and therefore altering the milk quality, being rejected, and therefore also causing some food waste. Lastly, I looked into the transportation costs. Fresha has 12 of its own vehicles, of which 6 trucks and 6 tanker trucks, and they also hire 30 transporters. And as can be seen in the figure, about 90% of the transportation cost per kilogram of milk per truck is of its own transport. So therefore, the transportation of milk by its own transportation is 90% higher than the higher transporters. And in conclusion, therefore, I advised Fresha to improve the duration time during which the milk is above the maximum acceptable temperature of 6 degrees, control temperature of the milk before, during, and after the transportation, the way of storing the milk cans to drain and dry, and outsource transport of milk cans by hired transporters. And that's in short what I did for during the 6 weeks that I was in Kenya and the many weeks after to complete my research.